Where are they all going? Welcome back to the Team 12s podcast. I'm your host, Team 12s, and today I'm going to be talking about where Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Jimmy Garoppolo could be going this offseason. So to start out, I'm going to talk about Russell Wilson. If he does go, I could see him going to the Dolphins. They have 2 first-round picks. He'd have to go to a team with 2 first-round picks in this draft, because we're not trying to have 1 first-round pick, 1 first-round pick, 1 first-round pick. We're going to want to have them stacked up so we can rebuild quick and fast, and not so much a long-term, just full-on out, just forever, because you still have DK Metcalf. You want to keep him young when you do want to contend. You have Jamal Adams. You have a bunch of players where they're in their primes right now or going into their primes, and you don't want to waste those years when they're in their primes. So Giants, Eagles, Dolphins, if Wilson does go somewhere, that's where he goes. I don't see Wilson getting traded this offseason, though, because he's come out and said stuff like, I want to stay here my entire career, and stuff similar to that, where it indicates like, oh, he's probably going to be staying this offseason, along with Pete saying stuff like that. So Wilson's probably going to be staying, so let's move on to the next quarterback. Aaron Rodgers. I think the teams he has the highest probability of going to are the Titans, the Buccaneers, the Commanders, I want to say football team so bad, and the Broncos. I'm going to start out on the AFC. I think the Packers want to trade him to an AFC team if they do trade him, because who wants to play Aaron Rodgers? Why would you trade your quarterback to a team that you could likely be playing in the playoffs? So they're going to want to trade him to an AFC team. So Titans, he recently bought land in Nashville, and it was either, from watching the Pat McAfee podcast, what's his name? AJ Hawk said he bought raw land, and that could indicate that he's potentially building a house there. So he's like, okay, I'm going to build a house here, and I'm going to get traded here, and it's going to be nice. Or he bought a house and he's getting ready for a trade there in a couple weeks, and he's going to go be playing for the Titans. They have a young, strong wide receiver in A.J. Brown. You have Derrick Henry. You have a strong offensive line. Yes, you need like a tight end and a second wide receiver. Other than that, offense is perfect. And then the defense, it's young and up and coming. Cornerbacks, you have Caleb Farley, who was the best cornerback in the draft until he had that back issue popping up, until he had back surgery. Then he dropped down a ton. You have a strong defensive line. Shelby Harris came on at the end of the season, had like 8 sacks at defensive tackle. They played really good this season. So I don't know. Tannehill could be out and Rodgers could be in. Next AFC team, you got the Broncos. With the Broncos, they've been looking for the quarterback of the future for a long time. Aaron Rodgers has been rumored to go there for a long time. They have a really strong defense, a really strong offensive line, a great set of wide receivers, not a true wide receiver 1, but a lot of good wide receiver 2s. They have Cortland Sutton, they have Jerry Jeudy, and they have Tim Patrick, all really solid wide receivers. I'd kind of compare them to the skill level of the Seahawks wide receiver core when we won the Super Bowl. Not a true number 1, but a lot of really good number 2 wide receivers. So he could go there, and he's been rumored to go there for a while. So why not? Why wouldn't he go there? Next team, I don't know why they've really been rumored to pick up Aaron Rodgers, is the football team. Not the football team, the Commanders. I'm going to be saying football team for a long time. But the Commanders, I don't really see the fit. I don't see how it happens. It's an NFC team along with the Bucs. I don't understand why he would go there, but there's rumors of him potentially going there, and I'd be dumb not to include the Commanders if he does get traded there. So they have a decent offensive line, decent running back. I don't think Antonio Gibson is as good as people say he is, and that turf toe really held him back. And apparently it's a injury that can linger through your entire career, so that kind of sucks. They have Terry McLaurin, but other than that, not really much. That defense took a massive step back. I don't see the thought process of, oh, I want to go to that team. So yeah. But next team, Buccaneers. Tom Brady retired. You have a really strong defense. That team is Super Bowl ready. You just need another wide receiver or 2, then to sign or draft another cornerback or 2, and just overall just fill in little holes on that team, and it's back to the Super Bowl ways of a year and a half ago. So Aaron Rodgers could fit right in. I could definitely see them going for it. Their team is already built, so why would you need a ton of draft picks if you can just hit on a couple and you build that team up again and make it perfect? So I think it's a strong fit. The only thing that could not make it so Aaron Rodgers doesn't go there is the fact that it's an NFC team. But if they offer the right amount of draft picks and good draft capital, I think he could definitely go there. One last little thing about Aaron Rodgers is I don't think he goes to the Steelers, because the Steelers have always been an organization of building through the draft and finding their next best player through the draft, and not so much through trades and maybe a hint of free agency. But let's move on to Jimmy G. So with Jimmy G, Garoppolo, he's never been an amazing quarterback. He's always been a bit of a game manager, slightly above. He can have good games, he can have bad games, but as long as you kind of limit the significance of his impact, which is a bad thing to have for a quarterback. But if you can just have a strong run game and have a strong defense, you can make it to the Super Bowl, and the 49ers showed that. So first team I have him potentially having a chance of going to is the Steelers. I mentioned the Steelers are not wanting to trade really anything for quarterbacks, but a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick could do it for Jimmy Garoppolo, and a 2nd could definitely do it. That's not much draft capital. I feel like they would definitely be willing to trade that draft capital for a quarterback that could bring them to a Super Bowl. You have Najee Harris. You just need to build up that offensive line a little more. You have a really solid defense. Just have to find a cornerback or two. Other than that, that team is just about Super Bowl ready. TJ Watt's an absolute monster. The rest of that defensive line is really good. You still have Cam Hayward. You have a good team. You just didn't have a good quarterback. And Jimmy Garoppolo, no matter what, past 2 years, Big Ben, Jimmy Garoppolo is better than him. So, could be a good fit there. Next team, Buccaneers. I don't know if he could go to the Buccaneers. I don't see it as a massive fit, especially with his deep ball accuracy not being the best. But it's a really good defense, really solid offensive line, and it would just be kind of funny to see it come full circle with Jimmy G with Robert Kraft not Robert Kraft, with Bill Belichick trying to replace Tom Brady with Jimmy Garoppolo, and just it would be funny to see Jimmy G go to the Buccaneers and replace Tom Brady. So if he does go there, I see it as a chance, not the best chance, but it is a chance. Other than that, if you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing. It always helps. I'll have a link in my description for my Discord. And other than that, have a good rest of your day.